I am here in studio with Marshfield Fire Chief Michael LaSelva. Thanks for joining us today. I know you folks have had a very busy Friday and weekend, and we appreciate you coming here today. Quite a shock on Friday morning with what happened at the restaurant. Of course, I know it's 291 Ocean Street, but I always know it as Haddad's because it was there for, I think, over 80 years. We've seen video of it, had a reporter down there. Quite a shock. I imagine something like that with you folks had what? You had help from what? Duxbury, Scituate, Norwell, Pembroke, Hanover, and Department of Fire Services. That's a lot of mutual aid. What's it like battling a 3-alarm fire like that early morning in Marshfield?
Oh, thanks for having me, Christine. Yeah, it was a very busy morning for our personnel and the help we got from surrounding towns, which we are very grateful for. It's always kind of surreal when you pull up to any fire, anything that's on fire. This being such an iconic building, and everybody knows Haddad's. So somebody's been there. You go somewhere, someone says, "Oh, I went to that restaurant, and what's that part of town?" And yeah, it's been around forever. I believe around 2010 was when they did the renovations and the building that's there now was built. And our crews, our men and women, did an outstanding job of containing this fire and stopping it. They really did. They're true professionals, and they're dedicated to their job, and it showed that morning.
So that first, I guess the alarm came in, and a couple of 911 calls. Was that just before 5 a.m.?
Correct, yeah. I believe it was about 10 minutes of 5 or 4:48 in the morning. We received at our fire alarm office at Central Fire a call from an alarm company saying that there were alarms going off and that there were sprinklers flowing. So we take that very seriously. And then almost immediately there was subsequently 2 911 calls confirming that there was fire there, and then the first engine from the Brant Rock Fire Station pulled up, and the lieutenant on that engine gave the report, and from there it was handled flawlessly.
And so many times you hear about upon arrival, if they talk about the fire department, flames were showing. Flames were showing, because I remember I've seen pictures and some of the video. It's like, what a shock to see something like that, almost like a fireball at 5 o'clock in the morning. Now, what about water in that area? Are there a lot of hydrants near there? How do you get water to the scene?
Sure. So there's plenty of fire hydrants around. They were able to hook up to a water source fairly quickly. I can't remember where the hydrant was that they hooked up to, but there was another hydrant in the Esplanade that we had some trouble shutting it down, but we were able to get water out of it to the trucks and supply all the fire engines and other apparatus that came in.
Now, I know that said that the call of fire coming in before 5 o'clock, the fire was finally knocked down, about 7:30. And they talk about the fire had extended into void spaces throughout the side of the structure. What does that mean exactly?
Sure. So there's spaces you can't see that are covered by wall material like drywall and things like that. So it's very labor intensive with insulation being in there, and so we pretty much have to take all that off to find the fire and extinguish it. And that was why I went to 3 alarms, because we needed the help, the personnel to come in and switch out crews and things of that nature.
So do they chop into that? They don't have a special, do they have an infrared detector? Or do they have to literally pull the wall stuff out?
Sure, we carry what are called thermal imaging cameras, and we can see heat signature behind a wall. We utilize those, and then basically it's just hand tools and pulling walls and ceilings to find that hidden fire and extinguish it. Wow,
that's all right. But nobody injured, which is good.
Thankfully, and that's all we asked for. Civilian firefighter, no injuries, and that's always a blessing.
That's amazing. Now, they say this fire is under investigation by the State Fire Marshal's Office, I guess, and Marshfield Police as well, and your department. How long typically does an investigation like this take? Do you know?
It can take anywhere from days to weeks, sometimes months. I can't really talk about any because it is an ongoing investigation, but we, like you said, we are working with the State Fire Marshal's Office and the Marshfield Police Department, who also was a huge help on scene. They controlled traffic for us. Basically had to shut down the Brant Rock Esplanade for a couple hours and reroute traffic. So yeah, we'll continue to work with them and until we can determine a cause.
Now, what about, I know sometimes during some of these fires, I remember covering, there was a huge fire in Rockland. I think it went to 7 alarms, remember, some old warehouses, and I don't think they ever, I know it was under investigation, but I don't think they ever came up with, because they believed it was arson finally, but they were, I believe they were asking for if people had videos of the fire. Are they asking for anything like that with this fire? Do you know?
Well, yeah, I can't really comment on anything specific to the investigation, but there are cameras in the area that if there's anything found on those, it's going to be looked into.
Oh, absolutely.
So.
And what about an estimate? Is the building a total loss or just really really I know that's not very technical, but
it's not a total loss. No.
Okay.
That's what I mean. Our personnel in the surrounding communities, mutual aid, did just a phenomenal job of stopping this. And there is a good deal of smoke and water damage.
I imagine.
But for the most part, the north-facing side of the building that faces like the Brant Rock supermarket,
okay,
that's where most of the damage was. And you know, people are down that area and take a ride by. It's pretty. You can see it, no problem.
Yeah, I have seen that. Now, I know one news outlet reported that they believe that they said that the fire started outside the building. Can you confirm that? Is that anything you can talk about?
Well, like I said, it's an ongoing investigation, so I really can't comment on that.
Okay. Anything else? Are you looking for information? If people have any information about thinking, you know, if they've got some videos or if they think they might have an idea or saw something?
Absolutely. I would say contact, they can contact us, Marshfield Fire, Marshfield Police, and the State Fire Marshal's Office, if there is anything they would want to bring forward. Absolutely.
With all the departments with mutual aid, any estimate how many firefighters were on scene at one time? It seemed like a lot. Yeah,
I would say there was upwards of probably 50 personnel at the scene. Our whole duty shift was there, and then it's called struck a box for the fire, which recalls off-duty personnel. We had a good amount of people come in from off-duty, and that includes helping to cover the rest of the town because we still have to protect the rest of the town while this is going on.
That's right. Anything else you want to add?
No, I just want to really reiterate the the dedication and the professionalism of all the firefighters that were there, but especially Marshfield Fire. They did a phenomenal job, and it's a testament to their training and dedication.
That's terrific, and of course we'll check in with you again when they complete the investigation and find out what happened at this 291 Ocean Street, the restaurant. Now, I guess that's the name of it. But everybody knows it as the former Haddad's. It was there over 80 years ago. I think it's been there.
Yeah, I remember going there when the old wooden floors and the creaky building.
Yeah, linoleum, definitely. Food always great, still great.
Absolutely.
So hopefully they'll be up and back in business in a short time. We appreciate you coming in here again, Marshfield Fire Chief Michael LaSelva. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Christine. It's always a pleasure.
You're very welcome.